Alright guys, so now we want to cut the sleeve. Now the sleeve cutting, we are going to have our sleeve on two folds. That's first folding this way, right, and then you fold again in this form. Now this folding should be guided by a certain width. Now the guiding, the round sleeve I have is a round sleeve of 15 divided by 2 is 7.5. Now you have to add extra 3 to 4 to 5 inches, so I have 4 inches added here, right? So all round sleeve folding, make sure you use the biceps to divide by 2, 7.5, right? And then plus extra 4 to 5, I have 4 inches extra. So this is how the folding is gotten. It's both applicable on adults and for kids, right? Then I got my folding in this form. Then you always make sure you mark out the baseline here. Now this baseline you are marking out is serving you for your to make sure that the base is straight enough. Always make sure you do this. Now you know the sleeve length is 27, then you have to minus 3 inches for the cuff. That's 3 inches for the cuff links. Now you have 23 left. Now you apply 23 inches here, but then don't forget that you are going to attach the cuff to the sleeve by half an inch, add extra half. As well, you're going to attach the whole sleeve to the shoulder by half, add extra half. That means in total we added extra 1 inch, so you have 24 inches here. You mark as shown, right? Now you extend your line this way, right? Extend the line this way, then make sure that the line is straight enough. Then there is what we call inner arm. From the sleeve length at the edge of this area, come down by 4 to 5 inches. For somebody that is very tall, come down by 4.55. So I'm using 4.5 because the sleeve length is long enough, 27. But if it was to be 23, 25 sleeve length, I will use 3.5 or 4 maximum, right? Then for female, it's 2 to 3, meaning 2.5 or 3 inches or 2 inches inner arm difference. Then the round sleeve, that the fist measurement I have here is 9. 9 by 2 is 4.5, right? 4.5. Then it's 4.5. 9 divided by 2 is 4.5. Then you are going to add extra 1 inch for pleating of the sleeve. It has a pleat at the sleeve, then making it to be 5.5, right? Then this is how it is, 5.5. Then you add extra 1 inch again for inseam allowance. Extra 1 inch again. This is how to mark it, right? Then there are different sleeve patterns. And those patterns or sleeve drawings are all the same. They give you the same thing. But then for you to have a perfect sleeve, I like using the pattern of the inverted S to connect my sleeve. How then do I go about it? Connect a straight line from the 4.5 inches or whatever inch you use in deducting this armhole, inner arm. Connect it to come down, to go straight up to the sleeve unfold this way. Mark it to be a straight line. Then you have to divide this line into 4 equal parts. Divide the line into 4 equal parts. How then do we go about it? Then measure the total distance from here to here. I have 12.5, right? Then divide your tape into 2. 12.5 into 2. You have it to come at this point, 6.25. This is the point, the midpoint. Then still divide 6.25 into 2 again. You have it to come at 3.25 as well. So you have it to come here. So mark the 3.25 intermediately at this area. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4 divisions, right? Now you have these 4 divisions. Then from the first quarter, the first part, come up by 1 or half, depending. So we are going to use half or 1, depends on how high you want your sleeve to be. So let's use half here. Let's mark half here. Then from the middle division, leave it that way. Then from the last part, come down by half again or 1, depending as well on how you want. Let's use 1 here, right? Then make a connection from the sleeve unfold from this way. Connect the 1/2 inch you raise here, right? Then connect to the midpoint of your sleeve this way, and then the one beneath go in this form, right? So this is called an inverted S. This is the simplest way you can mark this measurement and have it in a perfect approach. Then after this, now the next thing you will do is to connect this sleeve with a curvy line from here, connect it in this form and come down this way. This is for the sleeve connections. Then you also cross check your fist. If you see inside the sleeve, I have fist of 14, it's covered. I have round sleeve of 16 or 15, is covered. So I'm going to cut in that direction. So this helps you for the sleeve cutting. Then I will also show you how to cut your cuffs and how to go about the gumming processes and procedures, right? So this is how your cuff, your sleeves rather, is being cut. Then you differentiate the front as well from the back this way, right? So this is the front and back. Then you keep it aside. Then for the cuff, I'm going to illustrate to you the updated version of how to cut and gum your cuff. Now I will also send other videos on the initial ones I use, but then let me show this one as immediately. So I have a cuff round sleeve of 9, extra 2 for the cuff cutting, that's 11, right? Then the width of the cuff, you can make it 5 or 6 in cutting. I will show you how to go about it in folding. So you cut from this part and then you have it coming out in this form. I will show you how to go about this particular cuff, how to go about it. Just cut it extra 2 inches longer than your fist measurements, then 5 inches or thereabouts width. So in gumming, I will show you how to utilize them and how to go about the gumming. So this is for the cuff, so I will keep this for the cuff now. And then the next is the placket. The placket, we are going to make use of the single placket in our sleeve illustrations because we are going to use a cuff link to put on the outfit, right? So I'm going to use a single placket. The measurement for the single placket is 2 inches width this way by length of 6.5 in cutting, 2 inches by 6.5 for the single placket, and you're going to cut them in two, right? That's 2 pieces of it, 6.5 by 2 inches for the single plackets. One for one hand and one for the other hand. Then the next we are going to do now is to cut the back facing of our senator, and then you try to make sure you use a pieces that is remaining in whatsoever you have cut out to make sure you don't waste your fabric. So these ones are not enough for my pieces, so possibly I will use the fabric remaining here to do my facing. So I'm folding in this form, and then I will take the back piece of my material, the senator, the back piece as my facing. Then I will fold in this form. Then the depth of this back facing should be at least 2 inches or 1.5 inches higher than the back armhole. Consider the fact that you are still going to fold the back facing, right? So by so doing, after folding, it now comes toward the midpoint of your armhole. So it should be 1.5 or 2 inches higher than your armhole. Then you make sure the back neck and the back piece unfold are corresponding. Then you cut accordingly as well. Then when you must have cut at this point, the next thing you will do now is the aspect of gumming, right? So I will also show you the gumming section, how it's being gummed, and how to fold and prepare your senator outfit for possible sewing. So this video is trying to welcome us to the cutting processes or procedures for the top, and then possibly I will send other videos on the sewing and gumming aspects for us to be more enlightened and know how to go about it. And then you now decide on the nature of the front design you will have. After you must have cut out the front and back block, now the front design will be solely your choice. Whatsoever you want to do at this point is now your own decision. If your customer did not give you any design, you're the one to fathom the style you're going to make. Now at this point, you can decide to make an embroidering on this outfit. You can as well decide to use facings or put a zip or whatsoever design you want to make here is going to be very okay for you. So the cutting procedures is done. Then I will send us the videos on the preparations, other cutting aspects, and possibly sewings of different styles in the group as we progress. Thank you for watching, and don't forget, this is Mr. Redefine.